Hey guys, it's Kairos. Welcome back to the channel. And when we left off last time, we made our way into the camp office, over to the hunter's blind, and into the cabin just to sort of the left of it. I guess on the map that might be to the west. So now we're going to kind of double back and make our way over to the trapper's cabin. It's one of the major locations on this map that we want to check out. Typically has a lot of good stuff. Not going to go back down there because there last time were multiple wolves that we encountered, as well as a bear. So we have no weapons. So temperature wise, pretty cold, but with the torch in our hand, there's the blind down there, you can see it. With the torch on our hand, we should be able to fend off anything that comes our way. And we need to be very careful walking down this ledge, just so we don't break anything. So we kind of want to baby our way down here. And one way to find it is if you're not really great with just directions, is just sort of hug this rock wall, and you'll eventually run into it. You'll come out into a clearing and find it. And our torch is burning pretty quick, so let's pick up the pace a little bit. And looks like it will be up and over this hill that's ahead of us. Don't have a way to cut that, so just have to leave it. Kind of keep our head on a swivel, make sure there are no wolves that jump out just over the top of this hill, because that would put us in a tough position, especially with our health meter almost in half now. Temperature, our body temperature shot. About to enter into starvation mode. And there's the clearing right there. Alright, so we'll go gently down this hill. Don't want to break anything. I remember playing this on early access and finally finding this cabin, just because with the game so new, there was hardly any material out there on it. Like nothing, no one had anything posted. There were no guides. It kind of takes you back to your childhood, for those of you who are maybe children of the 80s or 90s, before the internet, that there was no way to look up where to go or what to do. You just had to figure it out. So it was in a way kind of a callback to those days. Alright, so we make our way back into this cabin. And sometimes you can find some really good stuff here. Some really good tools. Sometimes a rifle.
What have we here?
Let's go ahead and put something in our bellies just to get something to eat, get something to drink. Top that off. Alright, and already. And good thing we have the pry bar too. But yeah, already our body temperature's going up.
I think I can use this.
And okay, a parka and some boots. Not terrible. Rifle ammunition. And nothing really up there. MRE. It's a good find. There's some dusting sulfur. I've never used that in a game. I think that's used to make bullets. I've never actually used it. We'll turn our light on just so that we can see a little bit better. Just see every little nook and cranny. And then we'll come back to that safe in a minute. just so we don't miss anything. This is a cozy little place to stay because you've got a bed, you've got good storage, you've got a stove, sort of a double burner stove, but the only downside is that it's way off in the corner. It's kind of in just way off in the middle of nowhere. Oh, a pot. Nice. And there's some cedar, a note. Look at that later. Check the backpack. Nothing in the backpack. Antiseptic. But yeah, there's the double burner. A little bit of tea up here. And so you could just kind of farm this little clearing out in front of you because there's rabbits out there. Sometimes there's deer that pop up. All right, we'll crack this safe real quick. Again, the way that I do is I like to spin it counterclockwise until you trigger the first one. And then you just kind of watch where it does it, and then you get an idea. That way you don't have to click every single little time. So that one's around 23, 24. Do the same thing in the other direction. That was around 0. So we'll go back to, man, we tripped it. We'll go back to about 23, 24. There we go. And now back to, I think it was around 1 or so? 1 or 2? Okay, 1. And so now on the last one is typically where I kind of baby it one at a time. There we go.
This stuff will come in handy.
Cash and maple syrup. So whoever lived here, 2 things were very important. Cash and maple syrup. Don't touch my syrup. Alright, so we'll throw our parka on and kind of take a look at our stats with our headwear. We'll throw that on. We could really use some gloves though. And surprisingly, the leather shoes give us more warmth, which I would not have guessed. Alright, so we're back on the mend. Our health's going up a little bit. Or our body temperature, I should say. Make our way down here. And kind of along the right, sort of that ridgeway to the right, there's a cave that takes us to another location that might be where what we come back to once we've totally explored everything here. But what I plan to do is just hug sort of this cliff line until it takes me back to the railroad tracks. There's kind of some an area that we can explore there, and then we'll get back to the camp office. And from there we can hit up the dam, maybe hit up the two signal towers or radio towers. I guess they're watchtowers. One was destroyed. I remember and I'll probably talk about this when I get there again, but the first watchtower was upright, and then years later I came back to the game, and then that was the one that was destroyed, and they put in a second one. But yeah, such a long climb to those. Such a long, long climb. Again, we'll just kind of walk along this ridge.
Never felt so cold in my life.
Some coal. And yeah, with these trees the way they are, there are wolves that can very easily So you gotta kind of keep your head on a swivel. Looking around. And, okay, I can start to see. Yeah, you can see power lines up here, so we're getting close. So the railroad tracks are right up here. And we've got kind of an old logging cart that's sort of off the rails, or at least stopped on the rails over here. I wouldn't be surprised if we come across some wolves, because it always seems like they're scattered along this railroad track. And there's a couple containers up here we can check out. There's another pry bar.
Could end up being useful.
Aquapore. I already have one, but I just can't help myself. I'll probably ditch it later. Again, that'll take you to another location. But we are scavenging everything in Mystery Lake. We're focused on Mystery Lake for now. Alright, we'll pick up the pace just because our health is now at the halfway point. We're back in sort of the same situation we were whenever we were headed to Trapper's Cabin, with our body temperature totally shot, starvation beginning to settle in, and that health meter will slowly and continually just drop. And I've got one flare on me, so I've got it out just in case I need it. And the camp office is not very far, just around the bend here. And oh great, okay, there's a wolf up there, right exactly where we need to go. And I can hear him now. And there's another one. Great. Okay. I wonder if we can't go over and around them. I'm not sure if we can climb this or not. Let's see if we can without breaking something. Because I would love it if I could keep my flare. Because again, I know there's not one in the camp office, and if I try to come back out again after this, it's going to be really hard without one. I suppose I could make a torch, but if I can just avoid them and maybe go up and over this ridge, that would be great. Preferably without killing myself. It's a little steep. So the camp office, there it is right there, camp office. Okay, so now the tricky part. Can we get down from here without breaking every bone in our body? Okay, because I think we gave the wolves the slip. There we go, so far so good. Eee! Okay, there's the first one. And, okay, maybe slope down this way. Okay. Careful. Alright. We got it. And, okay. I think this might be it. Eesh. And I think we are home free. As long as there's not one waiting on the front steps for me. I think we're good. Okay. Grab a few sticks. Alright, I think we're good. Perfect. Alright, so managed to save the flare. Save it to fight another day. Alright, so what we definitely need now is to warm up and get something to eat. So we'll eat our moldy jerky that's at 27%. And we'll drink some of this Keeping Us Safe. It's That Sacred to Me syrup. And we'll put this puppy down. Pass just a little bit of time. Because even just spending 1 hour passing time in your sleeping bag can, again, boost your body warmth up so high, and sleeping even more so. But when you sleep during the day, you wake up in the middle of the night with nothing to do. So that's where we are now. So we're going to get a can of tomato soup, open it in the middle of the night, and we're going to sip on it. Okay, and check our time of the day by hitting start button, probably around midnight with the sun directly over. So, okay, heal the frostbite, perfect. Going to pass some more time. That's going to keep us warm. That's going to decrease, of course, our stamina, our thirst, our hunger. But then we'll turn right back around. Kind of fill our bellies up. Because if we get too hungry, too thirsty, we'll just wake up because we're in that state. Then we'll kind of sleep for 5, 6, 7 hours. And the sun is starting to come up a little bit. I can see the rug on the ground. So what we might do from here, depending on the weather, it sounds like it's pretty calm outside. But from here, I think we may hit up some of the other fishing huts and some of the cabins alongside Mystery Lake. And from there, we can move up to the dam and fully explore that. Okay, so pick up our bed. And hopefully the weather's great. Alright, so according to our temperature gauge, it is pretty cold because we're moving down 3 arrows at a time. But again, we're not really dressed all that well. We don't have any gloves. Don't really have a lot of good layering. So we'll just kind of hightail it across here. Check out these fishing huts. Check out some of these little cabins. And then we can work our way up to the dam. Yep, keep our head on a swivel out here too. Just because, again, we still have the one flare. But that is one thing I like about running across the lake, is that you can see pretty well. Coastal highway, you can really do that well on as well. Like, you got a great, you can avoid a lot of the animals there just by traveling across the coastline. Alright, not going to do anything with that one. Doorway, maybe in a different location. There we go. Alright, so bust our light out, do a quick sweep of these little cabins. These little cabins are good. I mean, they give you a place to sleep, but as far as starting a fire and cooking something, you can forget it. There's some work boots.
I'll be hungry later.
Some chips. Check the trash can. Why not? That sort of feels like that's it. Kind of underwhelming in some ways. Alright, we'll go ahead and shut that off. Even though we might just turn around and turn it back on. Maybe we won't need it. Things are pretty well lit up in here. Some accelerants, always good to have. A random book. We don't need too many of those, they'll just weigh us down. Some peaches, yes sir. A broom, we don't need a broom. Search the trunk though, and nothing in the trunk. That's kind of disappointing. Have a cool trunk in a cabin with nothing in it. But that can be life. That can be reality. Alright, I feel like we've kind of maxed this place out. And there is another cabin further on down the coast, or further on down the shoreline, I guess. That's a little bit bigger, it seems like. So we'll go and check that one out, and then we'll hit up some of those fishing huts. Alright, we'll make our way back here.
Can't feel my hands.
Got a couple sticks and limbs on the ground. Newspaper on the ground there.
Thank goodness.
Man, what a rough way to go. Freezing to death like that. Alright, so we'll get in here, do a quick... Oh, we got another trunk. Maybe we'll find something in that one. But yeah, we're coming up on the 25-minute mark soon. So I think what we'll do is we will explore this place. And then we will end episode 2 of our new Origin series, where we began at Mystery Lake. And then we'll pick it back up next time, scouting out some of these fishing huts, moving closer to the dam, or maybe even the lookout tower. But yep, that looks like pretty much what we've got for that cabin. This is Kairos. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Long Dark content, and we will see you next time.